Do not fall in, Paul. Get your right hand. You got 3 minutes. You got 3 minutes. You got to get good stuff.
Yes, great excitement as we come for the last round. Paul Ireland and Paul Griffin. Griffin, who complained of damage to his left hand some time ago, and it seems to be holding up all right now, this contest, against Paul Ireland. Ireland from Belfast. And Paul Ireland giving him a real hard battle against the European champion, Paul Griffin. Griffin trying to hold on to his title here. And the crowd, the stadium packed to capacity here. And they're cheering him on. Mick Dowling telling Griffin not to stay inside, to move away and keep his boxing tidy and try and pick his man off. And there's an onslaught from Ireland in this last round. And this could be a mistake for Griffin if he starts getting untidy in his boxing here, because this fellow Paul Ireland is a big hitter. He's strong. Bit of wrestling and holding. Referee said he wants him to break when he says so. In this, the last round, Griffin flings out that left-hand cross. And again, they're in close, and again, they're smalling and holding and spoiling. Griffin tries to push his man off there. In this, the last round for his Irish featherweight title. The European champion, champion of Europe, Paul Griffin. Who would think that there'd be such talent in Irish amateur boxing to give him such a close scrap? And Paul Ireland is doing it. Paul Ireland, a champion 2 years ago in a higher weight division. Looks comfortable at this weight division and looks particularly strong. Sinks in a right hand of the body of Paul Griffin. That's Griffin in red. Pushes his man away. Referee wants tidier boxing, cleaner boxing in this last round. And the crowd going mad with excitement here. And this is really some punch-up in this last round. Griffin caught with a right hand. No knockdowns. It's been some scrap. And as the bout progresses, Ireland is getting stronger by the looks of things. Does a bit of holding. Referee comes around. Is he going to check him? No, he lets him box his way out of it. And the crowd going mad with excitement here. This is a cracker. This is one of the best contests we've seen. An even scrap, a hard scrap, a grueling one, and there's a good right hand from Griffin. But no way will this fellow Paul Ireland give an inch. Makes a mess but doesn't score. Out on their feet in this last round. Bit of holding there from Ireland. Boxing getting a bit ragged. And there's the bell, it's all over. We just await the results. Each thinks he's a winner, but it's up to the judges, or rather the electronic computer now. And we'll have a result. Who's going to be champion at featherweight?
It's going to be very, very close, Paul. I do not know. You'll have to wait for it. It's going to be tight. It's going to be very tight. Let's hope so.
Yes, Griffin goes on to it. I knew they'd be booing no matter who won. Great sportsmanship there between these two boys.
No fight, Paul.
Great display of boxing. Two good sportsmen.
14-12, very close. There was only a controversy it seemed on 2 fights last night. That was one of them, a slight bit of booing. But a lot of Ireland's work might not have counted there, Mick, with the body punching. He wasn't landing.
This is the first round. It's the light welterweight final. And here we have Billy Walsh from St. Coleman's Club in Cork. Now, Billy Walsh, in the white shorts, is one of the most popular boxers in the stadium. And yet this is his first season ever in senior boxing. And he's boxing Eamon McGee, the reigning champion, a very experienced international, and a good puncher, a good mover, and a man who knows all the tricks of the trade against this inexperienced boxer as far as this level of boxing is concerned, Billy Walsh.
This should be one of the highlights of the night. I've been looking forward to this, I'll tell you, since last week, since the semi-finals were over. Eamon McGee, again a southpaw. That's McGee in the red there. Very, very crafty southpaw. But Billy Walsh, to my mind, is one of the most exciting young fighters to come on the scene in a long, long time. From Shanagary in Cork, small little village. But he's some puncher.
And that's it. Holds right in. Each scored, but the man with the punching power is Billy Walsh. McGee backing off. He's showing a bit of respect now for this young Billy Walsh. He's really smothering and crowding him.
Yes, that was beautiful left hook there. Billy Walsh, I know, had plans beforehand to dig that right hand to the body, which he does very well, and then slips right in and comes up with the left hook. That is a classic punch against the southpaw, and it worked extremely well there. He bangs the right hand to the body and then comes back over with the left hook.
Now, can he maneuver him again? He's got him pinned down on a corner, right hand this time. And he's certainly under pressure, McGee, at the end of the first round, and I think that was a happy enough round for Billy Walsh. And I'd say his corner really pleased with his display there in that opening round. Well, there's quite a contrast in this contest here, and this is the final round. In the white shorts is Billy Walsh from Cork. He's the man with a big punch. And he caught McGee with a few good ones in the opening round. But McGee, the more experienced of the two, began to take control in the second round. Not an awful lot between them, but McGee probably ahead in this, the final round. That's the Cork man, Billy Walsh, the white shorts, very popular, tear-away style. Hits well with either hand, and I'm sure he's been told by his corner, you're behind, you've got to go for your man in this last round.
That's for sure. Billy Walsh is behind, but he is going from there. He's trying the big punches. But McGee is such a classy fighter. He's a very, very talented boxer. And you know, he's not the greatest of trainers. If you really put in, assuming he wins this, but if he put in about 3 months training, he would be a very difficult man to stop in the World Championships coming up in 3 months' time.
Yes, indeed, Eamon McGee from the Ardine in Belfast. A classic mover, and he's scoring fairly freely now at that right hand to the face. And Billy Walsh, for all his bravery, may be out of his depth here in this last round, but there, every so often, he will get in with the big one, but I think the real power is gone, and McGee was moving away from him, even though he did land with that big right hand. McGee, clever, and looks the better of the two in this final round. The opening round, Billy Walsh did get to him and caught him with a couple of good punches, particularly a good left hook, and from then on, McGee showed a real mark of respect for the boy and kept away. And he's been countering well, picking his man off, making Billy Walsh make mistakes almost throughout the contest here. But Walsh is coming forward, very popular boxer, but this is his first season in senior boxing. And you'll see a big change in him, I'd say, in this time next year. He's done well in the championships, but McGee, that little bit better all the time. McGee, age 21, with 3 or 4 years of international boxing behind him, and a good Irish champion. And he's picking his spot and picking it well. And there's a count for him in this last round. Walsh really out of his depth now in this final round. Indicates he's all right to continue, but I think he's running out of steam now. Been a brave display, but I think Eamon McGee just knows that a little bit too much. I wonder what the story will be like in 12 months' time. Because I think Billy Walsh is a good one. He's left himself a little bit too open to a far more experienced international in Eamon McGee. Well, the boxing is going well for the championships tonight, and it looks as if this champion is going to hold on. Light welterweight champion Eamon McGee in this final round. In a battle that was tough enough, but when he took command, he really did. And at the bell, smiles round McGee. And I'd say he feels a happy man, and I should imagine he'll get the decision there all right and hold on to that title. Yes, the champion holds on to his title. A well-deserved and good win for Eamon McGee.
A very clever boxer, McGee. Really picked his punches, Mick, didn't he?
He's very, very talented. Nice, crafty southpaw, and he...
Michael Carruth's title. This was the title Michael Carruth won last year. And for the Holy Trinity Boxing Club and the white shorts, we have Eddie Fisher and Neogaf from St. Paul's in Waterford. And he's going for him here in this second round. There's a big right hand from Belfast. Eddie Fisher, the Holy Trinity. The boxing getting a little bit untidy and ragged now in this second round. And there's no doubt about it, but Fisher is chasing his man and looking for the big punch here. Fisher got a bye into the semi-final where he had a tough enough customer in Tommy Lawler, who's boxing well from Kilcullen, but he managed to beat him. And only in December, Fisher, in his international against England, won his contest. So he's the top of his form, fit, strong, and really ready for business. The champion at this weight division is Michael Carruth, and Eddie Fisher expressed the wish that he would dearly have loved to box Michael Carruth here in his championship. Well, there's the end of the second round, and Goff certainly hasn't given up. There's still anyone's contest with one more round to go. Well, this is the final round of what's proving to be quite an exciting contest at welterweight. Neil Goff from St. Paul's Boxing Club. That's in Waterford. That's him on our left there, and on the white shorts, Eddie Fisher. Two very experienced international boxers here. That's a tough, rugged contest. The man with the punching power is Eddie Fisher. Hits remarkably hard. Doesn't look like a fellow who carries a big punch, but he does. And he's won a lot of his contests inside the distance. Now, if he can nail his man with another of those big right hands. But Goff is not an easy man to dismiss. He's coming back. He's strong. He's well able to absorb those punches. And he's still full of fight. And this last round could be the deciding round in the contest.
Yes, indeed. It's most certainly level going into this final round, and this is going to be the deciding one. Eddie Fisher, the biggest hitter, looking for the big punches, but Neil Goff lands 1, 2, 3 beautiful punches there. Fisher's got himself a little bloody nose now, but good scoring there from Neil Goff. I think it's going to be a battle here of the power now from Eddie Fisher or Neil Goff's long punches. Goff is doing extremely well here. This is certainly a much better contest for him than his semi-final when he wasn't so impressive.
Bit of wrestling. Oh, that's a nice short one there. That's a good one from Eddie Fisher. That's his favorite punch, that short right hand. Misses this time with it. He's won quite a number of bouts inside the distance with that right hand. Positions himself well and explosive, but Goff seems to be getting under a lot of them now. Two tired boxers in this last round. And Goff beats him to the punch there with some good looping punches. And there's the bell and a great finish. And Goff certainly seems pleased with his display there. And he may have sneaked it there in that last round. We'll just have to wait and see. Yes, he wins it. That last round got it for him. Neil Goff is the champion at welterweight. Well, this is round one, and it's a middleweight contest. And we've two very hard punchers here. We've Dennis Galvan, the reigning champion. And his opponent is Danny Ryan from Donegal. Dennis Galvan in red. He's back to us now. Southpaw. He's won an awful lot of contests inside the distance. Now, Danny Ryan is from Raphoe in Donegal, County Donegal. Not all that well known in the stadium here. No, he's better known in Ulster. Won a lot of contests there. He's boxed international and won for Ireland only last December. Now, Galvan, if any, would be the favourite here. Danny Ryan is out to upset the odds. He won the Ulster title, but there was no opponent for him. Won it on a walkover.
Yes, indeed. Dennis Galvan, southpaw in the red here, but very crafty. But Danny Ryan's a really hard puncher. Hooks very hard, swings him right around, and he's catching Dennis Galvan there. Landed one beautiful right hand, which sent Dennis back on his heels.
Now, it'll be a surprise if this contest goes the distance, because they're two hard hitters here. Galvan, a great favourite here on the stadium, mainly a virtue of the fact, particularly in his earlier days of winning his contests inside the distance, he's caught with a hard left hand on the chin. And he's letting go with everything he has here, but he's beginning to abandon his boxing skills, I think, there for a while. Dennis Galvan went a bit wild with his punches. Ryan looks the cooler of the two. And it's hard to know which is the harder hitter, because these are two really